This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning. Welcome for my session Oracle Golden Gate. So today I am conducting a demo. So first I will discuss about the components, or you can say topics, which I will cover in this course. Excuse me. So this is a 30 hours workshop minimum, and I will conduct on weekdays, and that will be 3 days actually, and timing will be decided later, and it is alternate days. Suppose if I am taking on Monday, then Monday, Wednesday and Friday. If I am taking on Tuesday, then it will be Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. Okay, so this is the days and timing. And the first topic, generally I do these 7 topics for all my workshop. So first I will show you how to install the virtual box, then how to create a virtual machine, and in that, after creating a virtual machine, we need to do some modification to install the Oracle Enterprise Linux 7.5. So I will use Oracle Enterprise Linux software. I am not using Red Hat Linux. And then I will install the database software binaries and create a database using DBCA. Then I will talk about Oracle database architecture, and then I will talk about Oracle Golden Gate architecture, so that you can understand the difference between database architecture and Golden Gate architecture, because I don't know how much you have clear concept about the database architecture. Okay, and then we will discuss what are the pre-installation task is required to configure Oracle Golden Gate, or you can say install Golden Gate. And after that I will show you how to install the Golden Gate, and then how to prepare the environment for Golden Gate. And then we have classic versus integrated capture and apply, so we will see practically. And then configure change capture, that is extract. And then we will see configure change capture, that is replicate. And then we had extract trails and files. Then we will do configure initial load. Then we will discuss about Oracle Golden Gate parameters, and then we will discuss about Oracle Golden Gate commands, which is very important. Then we will see about the configuration options, and then we will move to bidirectional replication, then DDL replication, and then how to manage Oracle Golden Gate and how to monitor Oracle Golden Gate, and if suppose you are facing any issues, so how to troubleshoot. So these are 24 topics I will cover in my workshop. Okay, so this is just a basic Golden Gate workshop. It is not an advanced workshop. So if you are looking for advanced workshop, you have to wait for advanced training, which I will start after completing this if I get a time. And this is for those DBAs who is new in this technology. So that is this workshop is good for them. Okay, and generally I do 1 hour actually daily, because after 1 hour you cannot understand the concept. So that's why I will not take 2 or 3 hour or 4 hour sessions. It's hectic for me also and for you also. So we will go slowly, so that whatever I am delivering, you are easily to understand, and you have 1 day to do the practice. So that's why we do alternate actually. So almost you can say 2 months workshop, because 1 hour each, so 15 days 1 month, 15 days second month. So in 30 days we will finish this workshop. Okay, any questions related to these topics? If you have, you can ask. Let me allow the mic. If you want to speak, you can speak, and after speaking, you can mute yourself. Okay, so that it will not disturb any other one.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, please, Kalki.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. Actually, sir, right now, which architecture you are using, sir? This topic. Actually, three architectures are there, na? Classic, microservices, very data.
No, no, I just already told that this is the basic training, so we will go classic architecture because if you are new or because I'm feeling that you don't know about Oracle Golden Gate, so that's why I will prefer to go with classic, and then in advanced training,
Mm-hmm.
if we start, I will go with microservices. So that is the advanced actually. So first I will focus on classic. Any other questions, guys? Okay, so let's move to some topics. So, introduction to Oracle Golden Gate. So, what is just a second? I need to share that screen. Yeah. So, what is actually Oracle Golden Gate? Why do you need Oracle Golden Gate? When do you use Oracle Golden Gate? And topologies for Golden Gate. Okay, so these topics I will try to cover right now. So basically, we know that Oracle Golden Gate is a software package for real-time data integration and replication, and it provides high availability solutions, real-time data integration. In that, it will transactional change data capture, and then it will do data replication, then it will do transformation and verification between operational and analytical enterprise system. So in Oracle Golden Gate, you can move committed transaction across multiple systems in your enterprises, and this technology enables you to replicate data between Oracle databases, and also you can replicate to other supported heterogeneous databases from Oracle to heterogeneous and between heterogeneous database also. And also you can replicate to Java messaging queues, flat files, and to big data targets in combination with Oracle Golden Gate for big data. Now, why do we need Oracle Golden Gate? Because uh, to transfer the data between two databases, that is the demand, and earlier this was done by Oracle Streams, but now Oracle Streams is outdated, and using Golden Gate you can load, distribute, and filter transaction within your enterprise in real time and enable migration between different database in zero downtime. So Golden Gate is also using for migration, but you required Golden Gate license, so that is very costly. If your client can afford, then you can use this Golden Gate zero downtime features for migration. And there are key features in Oracle Golden Gate. The first one is data movement in real time, that will reduce latency, and only committed transactions are moved, so that is important point, enabling consistency and improving performance. And different version and releases of Oracle databases are supported, along with a wide range of heterogeneous database running on variety of operating system. So you can have an option from Oracle database to different heterogeneous database, means a database which are not Oracle database. That will be a different database like MS SQL and other supported metrics platform databases. And Golden Gate architecture is very easy and very easy to configure, and it provides high performance with minimal overhead on your production database and infrastructure. So when do you use Oracle Golden Gate? So Oracle Golden Gate basically meets almost any data movement requirement you have in your organization. So for business continuity and high availability, you can use Golden Gate. Initial load and database migration, you can use data integration, you can use. And what are the topologies for Oracle Golden Gate? So after installation, Oracle Golden Gate can be configured to meet your organization business needs. So there are many different topologies which we can use in Golden Gate. Okay, so no matter the architecture, Oracle Golden Gates provides similarity between them and making administration easier. So if you see this diagram, there is unidirectional, which is used for reporting instance, and bidirectional, this is for instance instant failover, active active, peer to peer, that is load balancing, high availability, broadcast, that is for data distribution, then consolidation, that is for data warehouse, mart and store, then cascading, which is for scalability and database tiering. So these are the topologies which we use. And Oracle Golden Gate architecture is, as I said, Golden Gate, and achieve heterogeneous and homogeneous real-time transactional CDC and integration by decoupling itself from the database architecture. So in that, one-to-one means source to target, one-to-many means one source to many target, many to one, that is hub and spoke, then cascading, then bidirectional, which is active active, then bidirectional, which is active active. So no single configuration is better than other. The only thing is that the one you choose is largely dependent on your business requirement. So what is your business requirement? According to that, you can choose these types of architecture solution which Golden Gate provides for replication and synchronization. So if you see this diagram, which simplified the various solution available from Golden Gate software. So Golden Gate provides data availability, high availability, zero downtime, upgrade and migration, live reporting, and you can use for business intelligence, you can use for service oriented architecture, that is SOA, and you can use for big data targets. So there are so many benefits you can get from Oracle Golden Gate software. So that's why this is higher demand in the market. Nowadays, company is looking for Golden Gate DBA, especially. Earlier, they asked Oracle DBA, but now they are asking Golden Gate DBA. So they want a person should be perfect in Golden Gate components, Golden Gate products, Golden Gate architecture. So that's why the job designation changed from Oracle DBA to Golden Gate DBA. So if you are good in Golden Gate DBA, so you are good in the market. And this is the Oracle classical Golden Gate process data flow. So in that you can see that source database, from source database your data will capture in the redo log file, and from the redo log file it will extract the transaction which are committed, and it will store in the trail file. And in the trail file, or from the trail file, you can use data pump mechanism, which actually send the data to the target size, and from the target server character will receive that, and it will store on the target trail file. and from the target trail file, a replicate process will take the data and it will apply on the target database. So this is the data pump usage. If you are not using data pump, then it will directly goes from extract to the server collector, and from server collector it actually it will store and it will store in the trail file, and then it will replicate. So if you are using with data pump and without data pump, then the process is different. Okay, so if you are using this feature, so there is if suppose you are using with data pump, so first extract process will take the data and it will store in the local trail file, and from local trail file data pump will take the data and it will transfer to the server collector which are on the target side, and server collector will store in the remote trail file that is on the target side, and from remote trail file replicate process will apply the data. And if suppose you are not using data pump, then from the extract process server collector will take the data and it will store in the remote trail file, and from the remote trail file it will apply by the replicate process. So this is the way your data deliver with data pump and without data pump. Okay, so that is the you can say topology for two configuration options. We have data delivery with a data pump and data delivery without a data pump. So the rule is that while using parallel extract or replicate process, ensure you keep related DDL and DML together in the same process group to ensure data integrity. And the rule are the first rule is all objects that are relational to an object are processed by the same group as the parent object. Second rule is all DDL and DML for any given database object are processed by the same extract group and replicate group. Okay, so a referential constraint exists between tables. The child table with the foreign key must be included in the same extract and replicate group as the parent table having the primary key. So this is the rules of this golden gate topology. In terms of performance monitoring, GGSI, that is the tool which provides real-time statistics as well as comprehensive report for each process configured in the golden gate topology. Okay, so that you can see by info all command, which provides a comprehensive overview of the process status and lag, where the stats options shows more detail. So both commands offer real-time reporting, so you can use that. And the first thing you need to consider, if you if your system will neither perform or nor be scalable, and ultimately the project will fail. So how do you design golden gate implementation? Where do you start? What is the important in the design? What features should you include? So there are lots of questions actually you can ask from the client when you are configuring. So Golden Gate has offer two architecture. Okay, one is classic architecture and other is microservices architecture. So that depends. Okay, and what is the difference between classical architecture and microservices architecture? So basically, Oracle Golden Gate classical architecture is the original architecture for enterprise replication. So this architecture provides the processes and files required to effectively transfer transactional data across a variety of topologies. These processes and files from the main components of the classic architecture and was the main product installation method until the Oracle Golden Gate 12.3.01. Okay, and Golden Gate microservices architecture is actually that enables REST services as a part of Oracle Golden Gate environment, and the REST enable services provide API endpoints that can be leveraged for remote configuration, administration, and monitoring through web-based console and enhanced command line interface, PL/SQL, and scripting language. Okay, so when should I use classical architecture and when should I use microservices architecture? Guys, can anyone answer? See, Oracle Golden Gate classical architecture you can use only if MA release is not available for that platform. MA means microservices architecture. So there are many scenarios where you will use classical architecture. The first one is static extraction of data records from one database and the loading of those records to another database. Second, continuous extraction and replication of transactional DML operation and DDL changes to keep source and target data consistent. Third, extraction from a database and replication to a file outside the database. And fourth, capture from heterogeneous database sources. So these are the points or these are the scenarios where you can use classical architecture or classic architecture. And microservices architecture you can use for following purpose, like large scale and cloud deployment with fully secure HTTPS interfaces and secure WebSocket for streaming data. Second, simpler management of multiple implementations of Oracle Golden Gate environment and control user access for the different aspects of Oracle Golden Gate setup and monitoring. Third is support system managed database sharding to deliver fine-grained multi-master replication where all shards are writable and each shard can be partially replicated to other shards within a shard group. Okay, and it can support multiple features like thin and browser based clients, network security, user authorization, distributed deployments, remote administration, performance monitoring, and orchestration, coordination with other system and services in an Oracle database environment, and custom embedding of Oracle Golden Gate into application or to use secure remote HTML5 application. Okay, and which database are supported classical architecture and which database are supported microservices architecture, so that we should check certification metrics for classic architecture. And microservices only supports the Oracle database for end-to-end MA only topology, and it is possible for a source Oracle Golden Gate Classic associated with heterogeneous database to replicate to a target Oracle Golden Gate microservices architecture with Oracle, or a source Oracle Golden Gate microservices architecture with Oracle to replicate to a target Oracle Golden Gate legacy with heterogeneous database. Okay, so this is the basic line difference actually in Golden Gate and classic architecture and microservices architecture. Clear, guys? Any questions? So in that you can see there is a manager. So manager is the control process of Oracle Golden Gate, and manager must be running on each system in the Oracle Golden Gate configuration before the extract or replicate process can be started. And what is data pump? Data pump is a secondary extract group within the source Oracle Golden Gate configuration. And what is a collector? Collector is started by the manager process, and it is a process that runs in the background on the target system, and it reassemble the transactional data into a target data file. And what is GGSCI? This is the Golden Gate software command line tool to create data replication, just like as SQL Star Plus tool we use for Oracle database. Okay, so manager basically performs following things. It will start Oracle Golden Gate processes. It will start dynamic processes. It will maintain port number for processes. It will purge trail files based on retention tools rules, sorry, and it will create event error and threshold reports. Okay, so one manager process can control many extract or replicate process. And data pump is basically, if you configure a data pump, the extract process writes all the captured operations to a trail file on the source data pump, a source database, sorry, and the data pump reads the trail file on the source database and the sends data operation over the network to the remote file on the target database. And configuring a data pump is highly recommended for most configuration. If a data pump is not used, the extract streams all the captured operations to a trail file on the remote target database. So in a typical configuration with the data pump, however, the primary extract group writes to a trail on the source system, and then data pump reads these trail and sends data operations over the network to a remote trail on the target. And data pump adds storage flexibility and also serves to isolate the primary extract process from TCP IP activity. So data pump can be configured in two ways. First, perform data manipulation. Second, perform no data manipulation. Okay, so we will see in the course actually. And collector, as I said, it is started by the manager process, and when the manager receive a connection request from an extract process, the collector scan and binds to an available port and sends the port number to the manager for assignment to the requesting extract process. And the collector also receives the captured data that is sent by an extract process and writes them to the remote trail file. So collector is started automatically by the manager when a network connection is required. So Oracle Golden Gate users do not interact with it. Collector can receive information from only one extract process. So there is one collector for each extract that you use, and collector terminates when the associated extract process terminates. Okay, So by default, extract initiates TCP IP connection from the source system to collector on the target site, but Oracle Golden Gate can be configured so that collector initiates connection from the target. Initiating connection from the target might be required. Suppose the target is a trusted network zone, but the source in a less trusted zone. Okay, clear? So this is all about. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can ask. Okay, otherwise I will stop the sessions. So I'm enabling a mic so you can ask if you have any questions. So for installing, like you will download the software from the Oracle website, you will prepare the system, source system and target system. You will unzip the installation zip file. You will install the software on the source system and the target. You will prepare the source database. You will configure the manager process on the source and target system. You will configure the extract process on the source system. You will configure the data pump process on the source system. You will configure the replicate process on the target system. You will start the extract process. You will start the data pump process. You will start the replicate process. You will patch the Oracle Golden Gate home. So these are the steps, and you will download from OTN website. You can download from e-delivery, so that up to you. And after downloading, the software requirement is your temp space must be greater than 120 MB, your swap space must be greater than 150 MB, the display must be at least 256 colors, and regarding memory, you required maximum number of process. If you want, then you required 60 GB, 16 GB. And for disk, you for OGG home you required 600 MB. For bounded recovery files you required 1 GB. For trail files you required 5 GB. For OGG temporary files you require 256 GB. For other OGG subdirectories you required 100 MB. So the total recommended space you required 300 GBs. Okay, excuse me. For virtual machine, you can download the virtual machine from Oracle website, which is pre-built virtual machine. So this machine contain many of their software product that are available. So you can check online, and you can download those virtual machine. So I am posting you guys on the chat box the link actually. So let me show you. So these are the links you can download. Okay, so that depends. Okay, and what else? In order to run the virtual machine, you need to download VirtualBox from this link. So let me show you. So this is the link actually. So oracle.com and like this. So these are the things you can download. Okay, so yeah, it's very easy to do the installation and all. So that's it from my side, guys, and I am stopping the recording if you don't have any question. Thank you very much for joining this session. If you want to join this workshop, then you can connect on my business number, that is 9648108988. That is WhatsApp number. You can message and my team will reply. Thank you. Bye.